Please welcome Mary McCallum and Kristen Delarone, who will now present the Advisors of the Year Award, the Volunteer of the Year Award, and the Trailblazer Award. Well, I just want to follow up on Ryan's wonderful tribute. Thank you to every single advisor in this room who has dedicated massive amounts of time, not just in the 20 weeks, but the trade fairs, the dances, all the above and beyond that you've done is amazing. But we would like to recognize some advisors of the year. Junior Achievement does recognize that the outstanding advisors, they demonstrate an ability to lead. They can organize and they can inspire their JA company throughout the year. And so it's my pleasure to present the awards to the following advisors. Simon Metho is not able to attend tonight, but Nelson Camp is going to take an award in his place. And Nelson Camp is going to have to take 2 awards because he's also an advisor. He's been so simple. Chris Martins from Byte, would you please come up? And Chris Martins will also be taking 2 awards because his colleague Julia Fiander, who's out of town, is also an advisor of the year. And we have one more advisor of the year who cannot attend. She had a death in the family last night, but Kelly Burt from we will make sure we arrange to get her award. Thank you everybody so much for your time and effort, and thanks for coming here. Now for Volunteer of the Year for the in-school program. This award recognizes the volunteer for the in-school program that wholeheartedly believes in JA and our mission, promotes JA when possible, and receives positive feedback from students and teachers. It is my great pleasure to present this award to a phenomenal lady, Gail Reed with RBC Financial Institution. Now for the Trailblazer Award. This award recognizes the teacher that has demonstrated dedication to moving JA programs forward within schools and the community. I would like to present this award to the wonderful Marie Zorniak of St. John's High School within Winnipeg School Division. Next up, to present the Salesperson of the Year Award, please welcome back Brad Ross.
How are you feeling?
Salesperson of the Year. This achiever had the best individual sales presentation according to the Secret Shoppers during trade fairs in April and May. The Secret Shoppers would have graded on product knowledge, professionalism, enthusiasm, and knowledge of junior achievement. The award goes to Banquet! guys. So at this time, I'd like to introduce our keynote speaker tonight. Our guest speaker is Art Alexander, who is the sales manager with the Winnipeg Chamber of Commerce. In his 10 years there, he's seen membership grow to their highest level in 138 years to over 2,000 member companies representing some 90,000 people. Art is also the president of Mountain Communications, where his passion is helping people conquer the mountains they might face in their professional and personal lives. Known as a motivating and captivating speaker, we'll find out, Art takes his audience on a journey to higher ground while enjoying the trip. His motivational, down-to-earth, practical keynote talks and training sessions have inspired both young and old alike in 4 countries. He's been awarded many top honors in the speaking and sales arena and knows what life in the trenches is all about. He has been on the board of CAPS, Canadian Association of Professional Speakers, Winnipeg, and also past president of the We Believe Toastmasters Club. He has been in the people business for over 25 years as a sales professional, consultant, trainer, and speaker. He is currently working on his first book with the working title, Out of the Toolbox. Please help me welcome Art Alexander.
Okay. You hear me okay? But can you see me? Yeah. Okay, because I'm a professional speaker, I can stand over here, you can probably still hear me, correct?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Well, the next few minutes before you get to the rest of the awards, before you get to the rest of the dancing, I want to share a couple stories with you. I want to challenge you and encourage you in the few minutes I have with you. Now, I know what you're thinking. Boy, you look a lot taller on TV. This is it. I'm 5'3". I'm Italian. Now, my grandfather was Italian, and when my grandfather came over from the old country, he came over by boat with a couple of his friends, 3 friends. When they got to New York City, the 3 friends went left and he went right, never saw them again. He ended up making his way down through New York, down towards Chicago. And there in Chicago in the 20s was the guy who kind of ran the city. His name was Al. Now, I'm not saying my grandfather knew Al. I'm not saying my grandfather worked for Al. I'm not even saying that because he named his next 3 kids Al. I'm not saying that he had any connection with Al. He just happened to be in Chicago at the same time. Now, Al Capone had an incredible lawyer. Are there any lawyers in town? Well, let me tell you about the lawyer. His name was Fast Eddie. Now, Fast Eddie was awesome. He got Al Capone out of most situations for many, many years. And Fast Eddie, because of this, was able to make a lot of money. And because of this, he had a house on a corner of a block that actually took up the whole block. Now, when Fast Eddie kind of got the roll of things, he started to have a family, but something was stirring on the inside. He realized that I can't do this anymore. I can't kind of, be bad. Because now he had a son. His name was Butch, and he didn't want to have a bad reputation. What's the word?
Reputation?
Yeah, he didn't want to have any of that either. Because he wanted his son to grow up proud of his name and proud of his father. And then he realized, I got to do something. He turned state evidence against Al Capone. So in the 20s, turning state evidence against Al Capone, the guy who ran the town, you realize it wasn't going to be a good thing. But in doing so, for doing what he thought was right, trying to give his son a better name and to show that his father could do something well and have character. 15 weeks later, after he turned state's evidence, Fast Eddie was found dead, shot to death on the streets of Chicago. But in that, there's something that stirred even in his realized my dad turned around and did something right. Let me fast forward to 1940. In the 1940s, there was something going on then, and that's the war. And the war was happening, and there was a fighter pilot who took off from the ship, the Lexington. And as they're flying out, he realizes, I don't have enough gas to get back unless I turn back now. So he called up to his commander and said, hey, somebody didn't top up my gas. I need to turn back. So when he turned back, the other guys went forward, he turned back towards the ship. There flying below him was Japanese fighter pilots. Now, he's almost out of gas, realizing these guys are going to attack his ship. So he did what was right, what he had to do. He attacked those fighter pilots, took down 5 of them. And when he ran out of bullets, he started to attack the plane with his own plane, trying to knock them out of the air. And eventually, those planes turned around. Well, he finally got his fighter jet onto the ship. Barely. But his family and friends in Chicago didn't want to forget what he did there, because actually 12 months later he was dead. Well, if you fly into Chicago, you know the airport because it's O'Hare National Airport, and Butch O'Hare was actually Fast Eddie's son. And Fast Eddie handed down something, even in the last weeks of his life, to his son at a young age, doing the right thing. When Butch O'Hare was in the air, he did the right thing. Didn't know if he was going to make it back, but he did the right thing. Now, as young people and adults in this room, we need to do the right thing. Now, I want to encourage you to believe in yourself, young or old alike. See, some people think success is kind of one of those things that's out there. In this room, we have successful people. Anybody who's taken the JA course, I think is successful because you guys have risen to the occasion. But success for a 4-year-old is, it's different. Success for a 4-year-old is not peeing in your pants, right? Right? Success for an 8-year-old is having friends. Success for a 16-year-old is having a license. Success for a 25-year-old is having some money. For a 50-year-old is having money. Right? Doesn't change. Success for a 70-year-old is, it's having friends. A success for a 75-year-old is having a license, and for a success for an 80-year-old is not peeing in your pants. So success is kind of a very tight thing. But doing the right thing doesn't mean you have to be involved in a war situation. Doing the right thing is going and sandbagging your neighbor's yard. Doing the right thing means you're going to stand up for the kid that's being bullied in your school. That's the right thing. Doing the right thing is going to vote when you should be voting. Doing the right thing. See, when you put your head on the pillow at night, there's no one else there. It's just you and your thoughts. Am I doing the right thing? Studying hard for exams is doing the right thing. Attending school is doing the right thing. If you're working part-time or full-time, going to work, showing up is the right thing. Now, this week this past week we've had some great news come to town, right? Mark Chipman, the True North, all that. You've heard the story. The Jets are coming back, right? So let me encourage you. I want you to just be yourself. Don't try to be like the guy or gal next to you. Just be yourself. Because you come to the table, ladies and gentlemen, with certain skills and attributes. Certain looks, certain characteristics. You're all different, and guess what? That's what makes up our community. We have an awesome city called Winnipeg. Some say Winnipeg is, it's just cold mosquitoes. Well, I think it's different. Because cold mosquitoes are everywhere else as well. But we have